Ladies and gentlefish, I'm on a mission. I am going to do a marathon, but I'm not going to do it the traditional way because, to be frank with you, I am not a runner. I ran track and cross country in high school and I hated every single second of it, which means I do slightly understand that marathons are way harder than it looks when you just watch someone on YouTube do it. I think Ryan Trahan just did one. So here's how it's gonna go. On average, you need 52,400 steps to complete a marathon. So over the next 3 days, I need to average about 17,500 steps per day to say that I did a marathon in 3 days. And as of this morning, after doing just about nothing and waking up, I have 159 steps. This is gonna suck. Now you might be thinking, what's the challenge here? Some people do marathons in 3 hours, so why are you doing it in 3 days? The challenge here is I work nights and I work from home, which means for a living, I literally just sit on my couch and I only average in between 2,000 to 3,000 steps per day doing that. So essentially, to complete this challenge, I need to have all of my steps done by 3 o'clock every day, or else I'm gonna have to get really creative to get my steps in. And yeah, that's foreshadowing. I forgot to mention it in the intro of this video, but for every step that I am away from the goal, if I am to fail this, each step will be worth 1 penny. So if I'm 10,000 steps away, it's $100. Anyway, and then I'll put that all on an Amazon gift card and I'll give it away at the end of the video. But to be honest, I do not anticipate failing this challenge. This is gonna be easy. I think I got it. Just gotta channel my inner Isaiah photo. I would go on to regret those words. When I first started walking, I realized, it's a lot colder than I thought it was going to be because there was wind gusts of up to 30 miles per hour. But it was sunny outside, so I thought it would just be warm. I was wrong. Also, midway through my walk, I realized I looked like Willy Wonka in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory when he's walking across America. I even set up my tripod in somebody's driveway just to film this portion. So now I'm back in here to give you guys a quick status update. We walked 1.5 miles in that 35-minute span of walking around my neighborhood. A cute dog also came up to me and it didn't bite me, so like, that was a big plus. And as of right now, we're at about 3,800 steps. Doing quick math, I'm still very far away from the 17,000 I need today. I've come up with a small plan that might help me today. It is currently 11:41. I start work at 3 p.m. There's a park in the city that I live in, like there is in most cities, and I decided to start a side quest. We're going to walk to the park. It's about 1.5 miles there and 1.5 miles back. That equals 3 miles on the day. And the side quest is, I want to go on the swings. That's it. I just really kind of miss being young and getting on swing set. The side quest to the side quest is to not be the creepy 23-year-old at a park. I really hope there's not a lot of kids there, because then I'm gonna get some looks. So I'm gonna fill up my water and I'm gonna start my walk. All right, we're now on our way to the park. But before I started, I did some math. The Amazon gift card started at $524. And now we got the gift card down to about $486, which you guys might not be very excited about, but I sure am. I don't make a ton of money off my videos, so I really don't have it like that. You know, it was completely unintentional, but the next 3 days are also all supposed to be wonderful weather. And in Ohio, that's a blessing because usually you don't get the same weather more than 1 day in a row. All right, I'm gonna stop yapping for a second. Enjoy this time lapse of my feet, but like, don't enjoy it too much because that would be really weird. It's my feet. Hi, buddy. He seemed nice. He seemed like a nice guy. I found a bench while I was walking and I thought I would take a break to sit down and just gather my thoughts, I guess. I'm not very far into the walk right now, but like, I don't do stuff like this super often. So it's actually been really, really nice to get out of my house and see where I live. Like, I've lived in this town for 23 years, or yeah, I've been alive for about 23 years. And I knew this little brick area was here, but I can't say that I ever noticed there was a bench to sit on. I thought I would just take a break and let you guys know that I found a bench. I did realize one thing on my walk too. I'm wearing a Moana shirt and going to a park where kids are. Wouldn't have called that my best judgment ever, that's for sure. Also, if you want to know why I even own this Moana shirt, there's a video on the screen and you can go watch it after you watch this one. All right, so my mission is not gonna be successful. First off, I'm looking over at the park and I think they got rid of the swings. And then, I don't know if you can hear it with the microphone or not, but there is a ton of kids here. Like, I can't go over there and not make people uncomfortable, and I refuse to make anyone uncomfortable. So let's give a quick little status update. I walked here a grand total of 1.88 miles, which means I have to walk 1.88 miles back home. I also have to remember how to get home, which I am very directionally challenged, so I don't know how well that's gonna go. On the way here, I realized also how awkward it is to set up a camera shot when there's a bunch of cars driving by, and then I put the camera down on the tripod, and then I walk, and then I make it look like I'm walking, just like that. It's really awkward, but like I am trying to get better at it. Oh, I also wanted to add, on my walk here, I made a friend. I named him Steve. He looked nice. He also looked dead, but he looked nice. I know it's only day one, but also thus far in doing the challenge, it's really peaceful. Like, one of the things I've realized is like just how much time I can spend with God. The entire walk here, I was just listening to worship music and talking to him and just reflecting on the wonderful life he gave me. All right, that's enough of philosophical Nate. We're gonna go ahead and just go home now because I am filming next to a park, and that just looks really, really weird. After I put my microphones away, I realized I didn't give a status update on how many steps we've taken thus far. We're at about 8,100 steps, which means by the time I get home, I'll probably be at like 12, maybe 14,000, which is still about 3,000 short of where I need to be on track to finish a marathon in 3 days. So then I walked home, and honestly, I didn't film too much during the walk, but I did start to have some like euphoria feeling. It was kind of weird. I spend most of my days all day inside, so going outside and spending literally my entire morning outside was kind of nice. Like, look how much I smiled when I saw this random mirror while I was walking. It was awesome. I even stopped by my old friend Steve on the way home, and I also realized I was like, oh man, I'm really close to 4 miles, but my house isn't half a mile away. So I took the long way home, and I eclipsed 4 miles pretty much right when I walked in the door, which was really nice. So where does that put us right now at 1:35 p.m. in the afternoon? About 12,500 steps. That's nice. I had an hour and a half to kill before work, so I ate something because I hadn't eaten yet at this point in the day, and I watched Love is Blind with my wife. No spoilers, but what a season finale, am I right? But then it came time for my work meeting, and I wasn't gonna let my work meeting stop me from getting my steps in. I didn't have to contribute to the meeting or anything, so put out a walking pad, start walking while taking the meeting. Easy money. Status report. We are at 14,909 steps, which means we're about 2.4 thousand steps away. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I will see you after work, I guess. At one point while working, I realized, you know what? I'm really behind. And to make sure I didn't put myself behind in this challenge on the first day, I got up and went for a walk in the dark. Okay. It's dark outside, and I'm not gonna lie. I live in a nice area, but I don't feel completely safe. But I'm hitting this step goal one way or another. I mean, there's a little bit of sunlight, just a little bit. Not a lot, though. This put our daily total at 17,644 steps. That is a lot more than I normally take. It also takes the gift card down to $348, and I just finished day one. So, I'm sorry, guys, you might not get a gift card. I know you're not happy about it, but I'm pretty happy about that. But my legs do hurt a lot more, especially since I've started sitting down for the day. So day one was kind of a breeze. But what about day two? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 2 of the TheNateCraft marathon. The marathon that takes you 3 days, not 3 hours or however long a normal one takes. Regardless, if you remember one of yesterday's side missions, I was trying to find a swing set and I failed at finding a swing set, but I think I know where else I could go. So today, I will be going and finding said swing set. I will not fail this mission again, and if I do, you can bet I'll find one on day 3 as well. I'm getting on a swing set in these next 2 days. Status update on my legs. Actually, after sleeping, they feel fine. It just hurt more yesterday than it hurts today. My wife did recommend to me that I stretch before I leave today, and that makes me feel old. But she's probably right because I was in a lot of pain towards the end of the night last night. Without further ado, it is time to go walking. So let's go and do that, of course. Before I get on with the rest of the video, I want to say something real quick. As I'm editing this video, there is a major tornado outbreak going on in the southern United States, and thousands, if not tens of thousands of people are going to have their lives drastically changed by this. This video is absolutely not sponsored. I am not being paid to say this. But if you want to have a part in helping those who are currently in need because of these storms, YouTuber Ryan Hall, Y'all, and the Y'all Squad have a link where you can donate, and they put boots on the ground where these tornadoes hit and make a difference. If you want to donate, you can go to theyallsquad.org/donate. Once again, I am not being paid, and I am not affiliated with Ryan in any way, shape, or form. I just absolutely admire what Ryan and his team do. And without further ado, I've got some walking to do. I started my trek while wearing an outfit that just simply doesn't match in the slightest.
Easy money today. Easy money.
Here's another time lapse of my feet. I then said hi to our friend Steve, who was looking mighty fine today.
I've made it back to the park benches of destiny, and the problem is, you know how I said just a second ago in the video, my legs don't really hurt that bad at all? Yeah, that was a bold-faced lie, because apparently as soon as I started walking, they said, you know what, we're gonna hurt again. So I'm gonna follow my wife's advice and stretch in the middle of the town where cars are driving by and probably constantly looking at me. Cue some awesome, like, stretching montage music.
I am broken. I am down here on my knees. Much emotion.
Oh, that one hurts. Oh, that hurts. I feel like that's enough. You really only saw me do like 3 stretches, but I really don't need much. I'm just a guy who's walking a lot of steps every day.
And then after that, we went back to searching for a swing set.
I will say, if you just look outside today, God has painted yet another beautiful day, and it's really awesome. I say painted because I always like to think that God paints the atmosphere like Bob Ross paints his paintings. All right, I'm about 5-10 minutes out from where I can allegedly find a swing set. I used to go to this place all the time when I was a kid, and they had a swing set. I really hope they still have one. I'm literally like half a mile out. I've walked 2.21 miles thus far, and I barely filmed anything. My bad. But to be honest, man, I'm just listening to worship music and enjoying this beauty that God has created. It's really nice. I recommend going for walks. I don't know why I don't do this more often. Actually, I know exactly why. I play a lot of Fortnite. Okay, I see the park. I'm right here. Here's the problem though. There's a dad there with his kid, or a mom, I can't really tell from this far. And they happen to be using the swing set that is there, which, I mean, great, there's a swing set, that's what I want. But now I'm gonna have to find a way to not make them uncomfortable by being a 23-year-old man filming himself on a swing set. You know, now that I think about it, maybe I just shouldn't get on the swing set. Maybe I should just give up this challenge. I mean, it'd be really immature and childish. I changed my mind. I got on the swing set. I don't know if it was necessarily worth the 2.7 miles, but I did find the swing set. I kind of want to jump off, but I'm afraid I'm gonna hit you guys. Plus, when I was a kid, my cousin broke his foot doing this. 3, 2, 1. Oh gosh, that was harder than I thought it was gonna be. We are looking at 7,090 steps just to walk to this park. And I also have to walk home, so it's gonna put us at a really, really good spot for the day.
After completing my swing set search, I started my way toward the middle of town to earn some extra steps.
All right, so I'm back at the park I was at yesterday because I'm actually meeting someone here, a very special person of the channel. They've appeared in 2 videos now. So I just wanted to pop in real quick and say, if you watched the video this long, I think you would benefit from subscribing, and I would too. This is what I want to do full time, and I think this is what God wants me to do full time, not the walking part. I really hope I never do this again. I will go on walks. I mean, just maybe not doing a marathon in 3 days. Anyway, my whole goal and passion in life has always been to make videos. I've just loved doing it. And if you want to help support that, you don't even have to financially give. All I ask of you is to subscribe and watch my videos moving forward. Status update, we're at 4.38 miles, and I don't know how many steps yet. I'm gonna wait until I stop for a second to check my steps. My special guest joined me. It was my mom. She texted me last night when I told her I was doing this. She said, can I walk with you? And so now we're walking together.
Get my steps in.
Getting her steps in too.
And then I walked roughly a mile with my mom. It was nice to have some company on this walk that wasn't Steve. After the park walk with my mom, I waved to our favorite mirror again, and that would be the last time on that walk that I would smile. My entire walk back was uphill, and I was really starting to feel it in my legs.
Why is this uphill? Oh, that part sucks.
After I finished this 3-hour expedition, I checked my phone to see that I was crisply at 16,786 steps as I headed into work. And then after working for a couple hours and really only getting up to use the bathroom, we ended the day with 18,157 steps. Oh, and if you're worried about the gift card, it is now down to $166. And without further ado, let's move on to our last day, day 3. Good morning, everyone. It's like 9 in the morning, which is earlier than I usually like to be awake. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm in a lot of pain. I know some people do this like every day just for their daily run, but like I do not do this, and I heard. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I'm I'm thinking about quitting and just giving 168, I think it was, dollars on a gift card. I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it. You didn't fall for that, right? Like that acting was pretty bad. I am doing this and I am finishing this. And it has nothing to do with the gift card. It has more with the self-discipline that I know that I don't have, so I'm going to give to myself. As I stated earlier, we only need 16,599 steps today. You know, that might sound like a lot to you, and I'm using the word only, but at this point, I've walked so much, why not walk 16,000 more steps? Why not do it? Today's objective is I'm going to walk to a gas station that's a couple miles away. I live in a very small town that doesn't have a lot of options of places to walk, so that's really the best I can come up with. We're going to a gas station, and the mission is to get myself a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, because I really want one, and I'm out of the ones that I usually keep at the house. And I don't want to hear any comments about what is inside a zero sugar or a diet pop, okay? Because do you want to know what the #1 ingredient in those is? Happiness. And I want to be happy. Let me give you guys a quick pain update, and then we're gonna get going. The pain update is that I hurt a lot, actually, and I don't know how I'm going to do all 16,000 steps, but I am going to. Let me show you where I hurt. First off, shoe game strong, I know. My big problem area right now is right here, like right on this bone. Your tibia, your something bone, I don't know, it's in my leg. And then if I turn around, it's right here. I think this is your hamstring. I also got a lot of this right up here, all the way up to my butt. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 4, but I know that at the end of the walk, it's going to be between a 7 and a 9. So before I leave, I am gonna take ibuprofen for all the soreness, and I'm also going to stretch before I leave and before I go to the park bench of destiny, which I'm ultimately probably gonna stop at again. All right, it's 10:30 and I have to work at 3 o'clock, so let's go ahead and start getting these steps in. So I left the house in my mismatched socks so that I could start today's journey, and then I contemplated, was the gift card really worth doing more steps?
Oh, how bad do I need that $160?
The answer was that I needed it badly, so I kept walking. I got a chance to catch up with our good friend Steve.
There he is. What's up, Steve? You know what? I think he's lost weight. He's looking real thin. I'm really proud of him.
And then I made my way to the legendary park bench of destiny.
We've made it back to the legendary park bench of destiny. Honestly, I wish I was talented enough and had made a theme song for every time I reached here. Today's park bench of destiny thoughts are Jesus loves you. I say it in every video, and I'm going to continue to say it in every single video that I make because I want you to know that Jesus loves you. And honestly, one of the best parts from doing this video that I've done so far is taking time to just listen to worship music and look at these beautiful days that God gives us when we simply just do not deserve them. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, he wants nothing more than to have one with you. And I want nothing more than for you to have a relationship with him because I want to get to heaven and I want to see you there. And that was today's park bench of destiny thoughts. Let's continue with our lots of steps.
And then, of course, what else would I do but set up my camera, walk the other way, and then walk right back to give you guys the illusion that it was a candid shot all along. While continuing today's trek, I found a Cybertruck. We don't really see a lot of them in this area, so it was kind of cool to see. I also found this sign that was just a good reminder. God's got it. And eventually, after lots of steps, I made it to my destination.
So I made it to the gas station, and it's a Casey's. A lot of people I've heard rave about Casey's like it's a Sheetz or a Wawa. I literally have no idea. I've never really eaten any of their food. But if that's the case and you want a Casey's versus Sheetz video, please let me know. I will do that very quickly. Right outside of this Casey's, we are at 2.87 miles, just under 3, and we are up to 7,145 steps. So we need approximately 9,000 more steps to complete our goal of doing as many steps as a marathon is. It also took me an hour and 10 minutes to walk here, so I have a little bit more of walking ahead of me. So I'm pretty confident we're gonna reach our goal, which means your guys' gift card might not be coming. New random pain though, my ankle. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm actually down to like a 2 or a 3. It really doesn't hurt that bad, and I think it has to do with the painkiller medicine. That sounded bad. The ibuprofen. All right, I'm gonna get this Dr. Pepper Zero because I'm not gonna lie, that sounds so good right now. Is it kind of ridiculous to walk 3 miles for a Dr. Pepper Zero? Yes. But it's also kind of ridiculous to walk 17,000 steps per day. Unless you're at Disney, that's the only time it makes sense to do this many steps. But normally at Disney, I'll do like 17, 18,000 steps over a 9-hour period. Throughout this challenge, I'm doing it in like a 3-hour period. So yeah, I'm probably gonna voice over this next part like I've been doing a lot of the video. So enjoy this voiceover and free videos of my feet.
Literally just moments after filming that part, I found a Subway, and I wanted to eat fresh. I decided to take a different path on the way home so that I could have a change of scenery, and this was the change of scenery for me. I consider that an L. Around 1/4 of the way home, I decided to make the bold decision to go back to the park I've went to the last 3 days.
So I decided to sit down at a gazebo, pause my watch. Actually, I didn't do that part yet. And just take a break. You know, it's the last day, and I'm 99% sure I'm gonna be able to get this done. Because once I'm done eating this, I can take a couple laps around the park and then head home, and that should be my steps. We're at 10,300 322, and I'm about 2 miles, maybe 3 miles away from home. If I do a couple laps around here and then go home, I think I'll reach today's goal. So I'm going to enjoy my lunch, and then I'll update you guys here in a minute when I start doing laps around the park. So for me, work starts in a little under 2 hours. It is 1:03, I work at 3. So I think the game plan is I'm going to do 2 laps around this entire park, and then I'm gonna head home, and that'll probably put me home at like 2:30, which would give me enough time to shower so I don't smell. That's the game plan. Probably back to voiceover and me walking around a park.
I did 2 laps as promised, but I started to learn that sitting down was a really stupid mistake. My legs really started to hurt, specifically around my ankles at this point. But on the bright side, I found more ducks and geese. I even tried to say hi to some of the geese.
Hi geese, I come in peace. Hey, that rhymed. So I'm getting ready to start the part of the walk that in no way, shape, or form am I looking forward to. It's the part where I have to go uphill. But I also can't help but think one thing right now. This is the last time I'm gonna see Steve. This is the last time I'm gonna see the park bench of destiny. And maybe worst of all, this is the last time I'm gonna see the mirror that I like to smile in. Kind of sad, kind of troubling. I might shed a tear about it. Definitely gonna shed some tears once I have to do the uphill portion of this walk because it sucked yesterday and I'm more tired right now than I was yesterday. So this will hurt. The Tylenol and or ibuprofen, honestly, I don't remember which one I took. It is already worn off, and now I'm just in pain, and I just want to be home. But we're getting this marathon done, ladies and gentlefish. Don't you worry about that. All right, it's time to start the home stretch. I don't know if I interrupted my own voiceover to do this or what, but I apologize to myself if that's what happened.
I then said goodbye to my favorite mirror.
I'll miss you, mirror.
And the park bench of destiny.
I'm gonna miss you, park bench. You've given me lots of wisdom over the last 2 days. And honestly, it gave me a place to sit, and that's invaluable.
And the really long uphill road.
Goodbye, final mile and a half that's almost entirely uphill. You know what? I'm actually not going to miss that part.
And finally, our new best friend, Steve.
Goodbye, Steve. Thank you for always keeping me company. He was always so kind.
The uphill walk didn't suck nearly as much as I thought it would. And eventually, I did make it home. And that's when this happened.
Where's my ribbon? I just completed a marathon. Where's my ribbon? You didn't give me a ribbon? I worked so hard over the last 3 days and got no ribbon. We did 6.95 miles on that 3-hour and 1-minute excursion. Let's see if I reached the 16,599. I think that's what it was. Let's see if we reached our goal. We are at a whopping 16,087. I still have 500 more steps. I'll be back. I literally can get 500 steps just going around the block. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm literally just going to do a little square around my house. This is the most tedious 500 steps, I swear. Watch me get home and be like 3 steps short still. At that point, I'm just doing 3 steps around the house. Did I do it? I can't tell. I'm not looking yet. I'm still 40 short. Are you kidding? I was gonna be like, yay, we did a marathon, and I'm still 40 short. All right, entering my house now. Let's check the final tally. I'm sitting down. My watch cannot tally any more steps because, well, I'm not taking any more. Did we complete a marathon, and should my wife have gotten me a ribbon? Survey says we completed 16,630 steps. Okay, I was trying to show you, but it didn't work. 16,630 steps. I did it! Oh my gosh.
All right, it is now time to wrap up this entire challenge that I've done. Over the last 3 days, we have walked a grand total of 52,431 steps. Saying that number out loud is kind of crazy to think about as someone who averages like 2,000, 3,000 steps a day. And according to my Apple Watch's calculations, which I don't think are completely accurate, we burned about 2,948 calories. And guys, that's the challenge. According to the article that I read, I'm putting the screenshot up right now as a source, approximately 52,400 steps is a marathon, which means over the last 3 days, we did a marathon. Now, granted, It took about 16 times as long as it takes the average person to run a marathon. But you know what? We all go at our own pace. The turtle, the slow and steady wins the race, whatever the whole saying and parable is. My biggest takeaway and the most humbling thing about this experience, there's people that do this for fun. Some people go out every single day and run a bunch of miles. But there's also people who do what I did today out of necessity because they have to walk to work because they don't have a car. If you guys liked the video, I would appreciate if you left it a like. And if you're not subscribed, please do so now. If you like the video that I just made, you'll probably like the videos that I've already made. And don't forget, Jesus loves you. Peace.
Am I the only one I know?